Není tam Martin Matějka, který teďka posílal něco a přišel na poslední chvíli, takže Martine, děkuju, taky měl bys být tady, ale jak jsem to připravoval už chvilku předtím, tak už ses mi tady nevyšel, ale je to super a já moc děkuju, že jste vlastně přišli. Co nás vlastně dneska čeká? Takže tihle tři pánové, který vlastně jsou tady, to znamená, že Miloš, Damien a Marcin jsou ze Senuta, mají pro vás krátkou prezentaci o tom, co Senuto umí a co neumí. A to bude všechno. Pokud budete mít dotazy, tak je prosím pište do chatu. A já vždycky po nějaké době pány přeruším a položím ty dotazy. Jestli se necítíte, tak klidně pište česky a já se to pokusím se svojí angličtinou přeložit, takže si myslím, že by to snad mohlo být úplně v pohodě. Tak, já nevím, snad už máme docinkáno, 23 lidí, no, tak uvidíme. Tak jo. So, I want to welcome again Miloš. Miloš, you will start. Yes.
Yes, I will start first one. So, hello everyone. Yes. And
we met with Miloš in the summer, I think. In the summer.
Yep, that was in summer.
We was on the lunch and talking a lot about SEO tools and what is in Czech Republic, what is Poland, what is nice. And after that, we were in touch with Senuto. I tested. I wrote a short. It's not short. I wrote an article because there are a lot of screenshots, so the article is quite long. And Miloš, can you introduce myself a little bit for the others because they don't know who are you and what are you care of in Senuto?
Okay. Ahoy, everyone. It's when you say ahoy, it's definitely it must be in Czech, right? It's very characteristic. So I'm helping Senuto, as you can see, as a most likely in terms of influence and as well as as an associate. So my role is to help Senuto to be more visible in the Czech Republic and that's the main reason I'm helping. And yeah, I mean, generally speaking, I've been doing SEO for like 10 years, but in the UK, so it's a little bit different because the markets are different. So I do have quite diversified experience in SEO. So the SEO and in Czech Republic for me, it's quite exotic, I have to say. So it's going to be a pleasure to show you a little bit of data, what Senuto has has found out for you guys, and I think you will enjoy it because it's something completely different. I've been testing with the other tools, so I hope you enjoy it. I'm quite ready to start with. Pavel, shall I?
Yes. If you have some slides, you can share.
Yep.
So let's begin.
Okay. So share screen. Is it working right now? This is the graph, which is quite interesting. So let's say you just want to see direct answers and to see what's the percentage actually? What's the percentage accountable for direct answers in the Czech Republic? As you can see, is only 1%. So the image terms is accountable for 42%. So that's another interesting thing that I thought the knowledge graph is the most popular thing, but at least according to the UK. But yeah, I don't have UK data. I would have to see this and test it. But as you can see, guys, in Czech Republic, this is the actual information, right, as of now. Let me go to another slide. Another interesting thing is that a number of keywords associated with the words. So let's say you have long tails, which we can say that 3 words are usually considered as as a long tail. So you have quite lots of keywords within the 3 words. So that's in Czech Republic. So that's the most important, that's the most popular keywords in the Czech Republic, in the Google, right? But you will see that the further down you go, there are only 141,000 keywords within the 1 word, right? But most of it is accountable with the 3 words. So that's another interesting fact, that long tail keywords are actually that's what makes the search engine in the Google in the Czech Republic. And if you want to visualize the data, so as you can see, the blue one is the 3 words again. So these are the long tail keywords, right? Again, so 38%. And the 2 words are accountable for 33% again, and that's the color red. So just for nice visualization. And again, there's another data from Senuto that will show you the most popular domains. And this is the total number of keywords in the top 50. So zbozy.cz is the one, the most popular probably domain within the Czech Republic. Then we've got a Wikipedia and Idnes, and these are the top numbers. So these are the actual keywords that Senuto can show you for each domain. And so just to summarize, the Senuto database is growing day by day, and the phrases are being added as often as 1 day or 3 days or 7 days or even a month. So when we talk about how often is refreshed, which is quite interesting and very important, when we say about Senuto and you want to see, let's say, the phrases, so the most popular phrases are updated every day. The less popular phrases are updated sort of 3 days, and the less popular ones are updated, let's say 7 every week. And then we have the phrases that are completely not popular at all, so they can be updated every month. But that's the maximum range or the maximum time. That usually the most popular one, the popular phrases are updated every day. So the Senuto, as for us as of today, is the tool that is dedicated to the Czech market. And the guy's doing literally almost everything to make all the improvements for this market. So any feedback that you have, guys, it's really much appreciated. And then if you can try this tool, and maybe you're looking for a demo or you want to meet with us, so you can have like a much better experience with onboarding, that feel free to do so. And this is the link that will take you to the direct download, and that is Senuto/Pavel. And Pavel is my favorite guy now so far in Czech Republic when it comes to SEO. So I couldn't give my link. I have to give his link, right? Right. That's it from my part, and the other part will be probably now Martin. Thank you, guys.
I think now is my part.
Oh, is your part right now? Okay.
Yeah.
Can I have a question in the break?
Yep.
Why you decide to expand to Czech Republic? There are a lot of countries in Europe, maybe bigger countries. We are quite difficult market because we have 2 search engines. We have special language with some letters which are not in English and other countries. Can you, Miloš, or someone tell us?
I can answer the question. So we decide to enter 10 markets within the next 1 year, I think. And we start to expand to Czech Republic and Slovakian market, just because this market is the smallest, one of the smallest. And it's easy to get the knowledge from small market than in the bigger. So we can test out more things. And if our algorithms works in Czech Republic, it's also working on other countries, so that's why. And we have prepared some scored model based on, for example, number of keywords that SEMrush track, Ahrefs track, and it seems that Ahrefs and SEMrush have low quality data on the Czech Republic market, and that's why we decided to enter the market. That's how we win the Polish market. We are the most popular tool in Polish market. That's just because the data from Ahrefs is not the highest quality, and we provide a better. So that's we decide not to go global, but just choose 10 markets at the beginning and provide best data that we can. So that's our vision and that's our strategy.
You mentioned the Polish market. Can you share with us how many paid users do you have in Poland? Isn't it secret? It could be.
We have 15,000 users and 1,700 clients.
I see. Nice. Thank you. So you can continue. I don't know, Demin, you are the second?
Yeah, right. Now my turn. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so firstly, thank you, Pavel, for the opportunity to talk with Czech Republic SEO community. I really appreciate. I want to share with you today some of my workflow that I come up with in the last week. So I will share how to perform an outstanding content audit with Google Sheets and with Senuto data and some other data, but start with the Google Sheet. I will show you what data we have right here, what we can come up with, and also I will share the template after our presentation, and also we will publish on our blog the whole structure how to do the same as I do here. Can you see my screen, Pavel?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so I will show you firstly the data based on Senuto blog, but then we will go to Pavel blog and try to analyze some data from his blog. First of all, on that audit we have few tabs. First tab is data. This is a central tab when we get all the data. And what we have, we just crawl the URLs, address, title tags, meta description tags, H1 tag. We also choose main keyword for each article. We also choose whether it is SEO text or not. We also choose the canonical link. We also check if the canonical link is self-canonical, crawl depth, number of links, and other many data. We also choose the keywords that our articles are visible on, and the position and visibility and volume. It comes from Senuto. I will show you later how to crawl that. We also download top 20 results for each keywords that will help us to generate keyword gap analysis. And also we have keyword gap analysis which show us on which keywords our articles should be visible on. And we also have here dashboard, which is take data from all these tabs and show nice summary of each the data. So right now I want to show you how to crawl similar data in Google Sheets and how it works with Senuto. And I also want to let you know that we have an integration with Google Sheets, so you can connect Senuto with Google Sheets and download some of the data by this integration. I also want to let you know that we're working to fully automate this process. So we will provide the tools that will in the future, maybe in next few months, will allow you to fully automate the process that I will show you here. So first of all, what we need to do is, I will delay this data. I will zoom my screen to let you see the formulas that I will use. So first of all, I find that Pavel blog. And what we need to do right now is to find a sitemap, because we want to find articles that Pavel write. So I see in robots.txt file that Pavel has sitemap from Yoast, and here is sitemap that contains posts. So I will copy this to Google Sheets, and there is first recommendation. You can crawl sitemap directly from Google Sheets. You can use that formula, and I choose and I want Google Sheets to crawl this sitemap. So run this formula, and after a few seconds, I should see every article that is in that sitemap. So I have start file to work on. Pavel write 247 articles. Nice, very nice. Then I need to crawl the basic data about this article. So you can use a crawler like Screaming Frog. We also will provide in the next few weeks a tool that will allow you to crawl the data, but you can also use Google Sheets. There is a formulas that allow you, for example, crawl title tag for each URL. So after a few seconds, you can download the title tags. I won't crawl it for each URL because it takes a bit more time. You can crawl, for example, H1 tag for each URL, also based on formula. Sorry. Okay. So this is H1 from. This doesn't contain H1 because this is the homepage of the blog. So this is H1. We can also crawl canonical links directly on Google Sheet. Just use that formula. We can also check if the canonical link is a self-link. So I will use just EF formula. So if E2 equal E2, give me yes. If not, give me no. So it yes, so the canonical is self-canonical. We can also crawl meta robots also. Index follow, max snippet 1, okay. We can also use XPath right here. So if I want, for example, as you can see on my dashboard, I have a report with the top authors. So I have to crawl authors from the blog. So coming back to my data gathering file, I can come to Pavel blog, and for example, I want to crawl author, so I can use from Google DevTools for that, and I need to write for Google Sheets XPath for this class. I prepared before our presentation, so XPath for that particular article will be that. So it means that for this specific URL, Google Sheet will crawl data that is contained in class author name, because if you see, this class is author name. Okay, so the author is Pavel. I think for every of this is Pavel, and Pavel is the author, but there is a situation there is always a situation that you have many authors. So you can, for example, compare one author to the other author. I can also check the date of the article. So another XPath. So B2, and this posted on, as you can see right here, class posted on. B2. Sorry, it's B2 and not 23. Okay, so I will change it for the date. I can also make Google Sheet today date and count how many days this article have. So this article have 5,000 days and 30 years. So this is the collecting data process. So my goal is to collect the data, as you can see right here. So I use Screaming Frog, I use Google Sheets, I use Ahrefs, I use another tools that allow me to crawl as many data as I can. The next step is to check on how many keywords each URL is visible on. So I will copy these URLs, and right now I will use Senuto. We have special tool on our visibility analysis module. We have many tools right here, but for this specific task, we will use URL analysis. I choose country, Czech Republic. As you can see, we have a database for Czech, for Slovakia, and for Poland. And we choose to get the statistic for each URL right here. And I sort by top 3. So as you can see, this specific URL is visible on 14 keywords in top 3. And it's take about 1,282 visits from these keywords. And volume for these keywords, for these 14 keywords, is 7,000. So I will download this data. Take it from the Excel file. I just copy some of them because I just want to show you the process, not to create the full audit, but after the call, I can share the full, I will share the template. So what I do now is to check for every URL on how many keywords this URL have in top 3. So I will use VLOOKUP function. So I will look for this specific URL on this specific range, p.q, and the information about top 3 is in the column 2, and false just because I don't want, I want to be specific. Something is wrong. Maybe this URL is not on that list. Sorry, what's wrong is here. We look up B2PR in column. So I will change the format of the URLs because maybe this is the problem. That's just because it's formula, not, so I will paste as a value and maybe go back. Sorry for that problem. And again. No, something again is wrong. So I will change that. There is always problems with the data, so it's always happen. Okay, let's go right now. Okay, some of the URLs have a data, some of them not. just because most of the URLs are not visible on any keywords. So I will filter this up just to show me the data. So this, for example, this URL have 1 keywords in top 3, this one is have 14, and so on. So I will take to my master data, right, like right here, top 3, top 10, visibility, all from this specific tool in Senuto. And then I will go with the keywords that these URLs are visible on. So let's copy it again. This tool have another function that allowed you to not generate the statistic, but all the keywords that the specific URLs are visible on. So as you can see, all the articles that Pavel have on his blog is visible based on our data on 420 keywords. So I will also download this data. Let's create positions. Okay, and right now I have a keywords that Pavel articles are visible on. So I have a 400 keywords, and my goal is right now to crawl top 3 for each keyword. So I can do it. Use various of methods. For example, I can use rank tracker in Senuto. I can use SERP analysis, but we are working on new feature that will allow you to generate a SERPs for the list of the keywords. I prepared it before. I download SERPs for 420 keywords. Pavel blog are visible for 400, and I have all domains that are visible for these keywords. Then my goal is to crawl all the keywords. So I prepare the data. Right here. So for each keywords, we have top 3 results. So keywords had access 302, position first is this URL, and I also do it for all the keywords that I have. Right now, what I do, I have my URLs. So I copy all URLs that are visible on top 3 for the keywords that Pavel blog are visible on, and also use the same tool as before. So right now we will download all the keywords that all URLs from Pavel competitors are visible on. So right now we have 19,000 keywords that Pavel should rank for, just because these URLs that are visible in top 3 for Pavel keywords are visible also for these keywords. I also download this before. So here we have all the keywords that Pavel competitors are visible on, and I also connect it with our master tab by ID. So I know for each article of the Pavel blog, I should target each keyword. So if I make a pivot table from that, I will see ID values ID. I will see on values count. So right now, for example, ID 12 will be, let me find it, sorry for the mess on the data. So for example, I have ID 46, and this is ID 46 is connected with some of the Pavel article. And right now I will see on which keywords this specific article should be visible on. So for example, I see that Pavel have some article which I present before, and I see that this article should be visible for these 16 keywords. And what I will do now, I will also crawl the position for each keywords for Pavel, and that will give me an idea on how many keywords I have. So I will zoom out this. So as you can see, for example, in Senuto, right now I know how many keywords I have in keyword gap. For example, I see that this specific article should be visible on 207 keywords, and I can count my used potential for that because I know volume for these keywords, and I know that this specific article used 0% of the potential, but this one is 12%. And this data can give me an idea on which keywords should I optimize my articles. Okay. So as I told you before, some of the data you can crawl by our integration with Google Sheets. Some of them you can crawl by Senuto directly. Some of them you can crawl by Google Sheets. I will share with you the master file when you can see the full process, how to gathering this data. And you will also will have access to this template. It takes about 2 hours to create the full audit, and you can do it on your own after the presentation. Okay, I hope you understand my idea behind that. Thank you.
Okay, great.
Okay,
it was interesting. I don't know how the other guys. Some of things you show us, we can do with the local tools like Marketing Miner or Clubbing. Guys from Marketing Miner and Clubbing are here. Maybe they will agree with me. Something is, I think, quite interesting. And what I like, and I have a question, I wrote it in chat. Do you have some direct export to Google Sheets? So for example, I want to click to some button and the data from Senuto will open in Google Sheets?
Yeah, we have a plugin to Google Sheets. So you run Senuto inside Google Sheets and you just choose what data you want and it will download automatically.
Okay. I think that
maybe in our Q&A session, I will show you how it works. Okay.
No problem.
If we have, I will check if it. So after Marcin presentation, I will also show you how the integration with Google Sheets work. Okay.
Okay. No problem. Well, the important question: the pronunciation is Marcin or Marcin in Polish?
Marcin.
Thank you.
Marcin. Yeah. Is it similar? Is it similar to Martins you have here?
Yeah.
I was talking to Martina a couple days ago, and she said that I'm pretty much the only one foreigner which can express her name, pronounce her name correctly, as I mean, Czech and Polish and probably Slovak and some other, not Slovak, but Slovian languages, natives can roll the tongue like, which is impossible for foreigners, right?
Yes.
Especially English speaking.
For me too. Because I have issue with pronunciation.
Well,
so I'm as the other Czechs.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, Marcin, can you continue?
Yes. So hello, everybody. I'm gonna share the screen real quick. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Well, yes, once again, hello, everybody. I'm Marcin, as it was said, and I'm a former SEO director at Publicis Group in Performix. I believe Performix is present on your market, is like a network agency. Well, yes, I got like 10 years of experience working in agencies. So I was thinking, and now I'm working on a client side, helping Senuto also. But I was just, I had this thought that as I'm, the agency guy, I still define myself as an agency guy, and now I work on a client side. So I would just share my experience how to win the client, since I kind of know both sides, and share with you the tips how you can use the tool to impress the client. And of course, it's with the data, because we are all about data. So here I am. So imagine, guys, that you have just 2 hours to prepare the presentation for the client. It's a real life in agency. So this is the presentation which will help to deal with the situation. But on the other hand, if we have the people working as freelancers or on the client side, the presentation can be also, worth to take a look at, because those are, the hints you can, use on a daily work with the agency. So it works both ways. So here it is. Maybe I will just remove this strap from here. So here it is. That's how the daily life in between client and agency looks like. So you got you need relations to be forged, to be created, and there are, like, in my opinion at least, though, there are like 2, say, layers of the relation you maintain in between client and agency. So one is rational, and one is about the feelings. And if it comes to the feelings, more or less you cannot argue with that, because you either like the guy or you dislike him. That's how it works. But luckily you have this rational layer of the relation, and it's about the trust. So in my opinion, at least, according to my experience, you build the trust with the data first. So you don't know, as an agency, you don't know, you don't have any results to be delivered to the client, since you didn't start, you haven't started the work yet. And on the other hand, as a client, you don't have any other results to somehow to I would say, maybe not judge, but just to score the agency. So first you need to build your trust based on data, and that's what it's about. So you can do it, at least that's my idea. You can do it using your portfolio. So in many cases, you have the portfolio to be showed, but the clients don't want to show the data, and I will show you how to deal with this. Then you can show that you understand the client's position, the SEO position. Then you can jump into competition and identify the competition, X-ray them. So it's always, kind of thrilling. Somehow it thrills the client, shakes him, because the client is very carefully watching the competition, like pretty much all the time, and that's what excites. So then Senuto will give you like a quick ideas how to improve the SEO performance of the client side, and then I found it really reasonable to show the data about the tools you are using, because the client wants to see what is the base of your recommendations. So starting with the first one, public data to show your portfolio. So that's what I found on one of the agency sites. I mean, it's a random agency. We don't cooperate. What I've done was that I just typed SEO agency Praha and found some agency popping up and picked the random one. And on the site of the agency is the testimonial, and the way they, I mean, here we've got the URL of the of the site it was taken from. So usually agency show the testimonials, which is kind of, you know, nice, but on the other hand, you can see the trend that the clients doesn't want to show the data behind, you know, behind the work, and it's kind of obvious also, because if I was a client, I didn't want to show the data also. So the way you can deal with it is just to show the data from Senuto, and I checked the domain. You see this domain the client works for, the client of the agency works for. So I checked the data, and indeed those folks, they do a pretty good job. Over here you see the chart, and you can zoom it even. So this is the same chart but zoomed. Can you see my pointer? I believe you can, right? So so this is the zoomed chart, and you can see that those guys just only from top 3 they raised like from 14,000 keywords to 17,000. So they add additional couple thousand of keywords to the client's website over last, say, 2 months, more or less. So that would be the recommendation which for me as a client would work. So that's probably, and that's what worked for me also when I was talking to my clients on a pitch, during the pitch. So I was just showing the data from Senuto, for example, and it was a proof of my work, and I didn't need to, you know, ask the client the data I'm showing, because those are not the data of the client, but publicly accessible data. So that's the first tip. And if you are on a client side, you can peep the agency. So you can just ask about, you know, the portfolio of the client, of the agency, and you can go ahead and check with Senuto, for example, how the sites the agency is taking care of perform. So that's kind of, you know, the way you can check how the agency performs. And going further, understanding client's position. So if you show the client that you understand the position he or she is just right now, it makes just a trust, because it creates the trust, because the client knows that you are aware where he is and where he is heading. So first of all, you can check the dynamics. I showed you a little bit on the previous slides that how to conduct it. So you can check, first of all, if you're approaching the client who is losing or gaining traffic on the keywords, and what is losing and gaining traffic in terms of what parts of the service are affected by some external issues, or what parts of the site are gaining traffic. And then you can take a look at the competitors. Where is the competition? So who is the competitor and how strong it is? And so the quick wins you have directly coming from this analysis are pretty much, in the tool, just to take a screenshot. So status quo and dynamics. Here's the the example of the client. I will show you in the tool this guy, this domain. Here you go. This is the tool itself. So So we probably should go ahead and pick a little bit different time span to see it more correctly. Let's take like from mid-November to today. So we can zoom it, as I said. So just to scale, just to change the scale. So you see that this client is losing keywords. So he had like over 500 keywords in November, and now he's got a little bit more than 400. So he loses like a quarter. He lost like a quarter over 2 months. Quarter of the keywords. We don't know, of course, the volume of the keywords, but we can expect that this is the type of the client which is not very happy, I would say. So yeah, so that's just a quick, quick view of his current status of, the amount of the keyword he's got in top 3, top 10, top 50, the approximate of his visibility, yeah, and the dynamics, which is kind of nice because you can see it in the time. There you go. So here's another screenshot I took. So so maybe I will show it in a tool also. So we got the competition section. Or maybe increases the sections. Here we go. And here you can check the paths. And when you click on it, you just see that the loss is not spread equally. So that means that some of the parts of the website just gaining traffic, like this one, Chodika Wozitka. I believe it means chodziki in Polish, which is like the thing which helps to walk the kids, right, Paweł? Choditka. Whatever, but it's just a section describing some product. But on the other hand, you've got sections which suffer from from for the traffic click. Like promaminki. So the reason I'm showing is that I found it very valuable when I talk to the client which suffers from bad luck, I would say, in SEO, that I know what's going on his site and I know where's the starting point. So I don't want to work randomly. I just work precisely in the places where the problem is. So that's another tip. Going further, we can show to the client competitive position. And this is the case I have recently. I was working with Mazda. Mazda, not in Czech Republic, but in Finland, but the situation is kind of similar. So I decided to put it on a Czech market because it works completely, the same. Yeah. So when you ask brand manager who the competition is, he points, pages like Peugeot, like Jeep, Volkswagen, or Volvo. But if you put it into Senuto, I don't know if I have this case already prepared, but let's do it online. So if you log into the tool and enter here Mazda.cz, here you go. You pick Czech Republic, and you see this chart we are talking about. But this is not the one I want to talk about now. But I can take you to the section competition, and then here I got listed all the domains which overlap with Mazda, but not in market sense, but in sense of SEO. So that means that they kind of overlap. They got like a keyword overlapping. So if I took a look into these pages, I found out that those are dealers' websites. So that means that SEO position of Mazda, and that works pretty much the same in Finland and in Czech, that Mazda doesn't compete with brands like Ford, like Volvo or whatever, but it competes with its own dealers. So probably they need to, redesign way of, of thinking regarding SEO, rather than changing the strategy and somehow, build joint strategy with the dealers to overcome this issue, then going further in the direction they are going. So I found it also valuable to show the clients here real competition. Sometimes it's more spectacular and sometimes less spectacular, but especially in the cases like Mazda, when market competition is completely different than SEO competition, it's kind of cool to show during the pitch, because it kind of it's kind of exciting for the client. But it's also useful when you approach the client flying high. So when the client is, in a good shape in SEO, regarding SEO, so you can see that this client, for example, babyplace.cz, it's also random domain. I don't know if you guys work for the domain. I'm, all about it, but I picked it like randomly. So just looking for the domain which gains traffic. So I found it, very valuable to, to do like a short exercise over here in such cases. I just identify the competition of the client and then find the content gaps. So for example, in this case, we got, I will show you. We got the really cool tool to conduct a quick where's that baby place? Was it baby place? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, so it was baby place. So here you go. You got the under tools, you got competition analysis. You run this this tool and you find the keywords which are unique to your competitor. I got it somewhere in the domains. So there was so first of all, well, yes, you need to identify the competitors first. So let me take you back to this chart, baby place, and we find the competition. And I looked for the competition which is maybe not very close, but kind of close. So it's like, for example, detské kočárky, which probably means trolleys. So this is kind of like a big but still comparable in terms of visibility domain. And I just picked this domain. I mean, also it was kind of random domain from the same shelf, I would say. So so then I just went to competition analysis, find the keywords which are unique. Baby place.cz, find the keywords which are unique to this competitor. Was that okay. I'm not sure if I pronounce it well, but let me check. Maybe I will just copy it from here. There you go. And of course, you know, the most interesting things are going on in top 10. So I just check in top 10. I will compare those two domains, and all I can see is that, of course, we got like generic phrase, but it's kind of, you know, hard to challenge, you know, since it's in a URL, and this domain is not like all about koczarki, but on the other hand, we got very interesting thing going on here. We got isofix, which is the thing which keeps, which is for those who don't have kids, is the system which holds the seat of the kids on a place in a car. So I can, you know, also identify the URL of the competitor, and I can see that baby place doesn't rank in top 10 at all for this keyword. So what I've done was I just found which is like the most suitable site in baby place for this keyword using the site operator in Google. And what I found is that here you go. That's the screenshot of the tool I just showed. What I found is that Detské kočárky like created a piece of content especially for isofix keyword probably, and on the analyzed domain baby place, you have just the page of the category page, or it's probably not category but like a tag or yeah, it's probably a tag page. So that's how it works. So there would be like a quick win for the client to create landing page for the keywords like isofix. And it should potentially result with a good volume of traffic. And of course, you can have more quick wins like this in a tool. We got the tools I show. In the tool we got the places like I show you. Here you go, babyplace.cz. Like if you have 1 or 2 hours to prepare the presentation for the client, you can go ahead and check the cannibalization to see if it's a problem with cannibalization. It always is lower or higher in the case of domains like e-shops, e-commerce. So you can point, the URLs or the keywords which have the fluctuation of the SERP results over time. So that's one of the quick wins you can share with the client. You can also work towards direct answers. Like if you put here the domain of the competitor, which was Detské kočárky, I believe. Yeah, you can find the keywords which generates direct answers on the SERP for this competitor. So you can share with the client the information that it's possible to work towards direct answers, and of course it's not easy, but his or her competitor is visible with direct answers. And what else? There you go. Where did my presentation go? There you go. There you go. Yeah, and you can identify the strongest content of your competitor is also like one click thing, because you go to visibility analysis, you type the the domain of your competitor. Then you can go ahead and pick sections, and then you can go to the URLs. And that will show you the strongest points of the competitor. So it's always, exciting for the client to see the strongest points of the competitors. So yeah, so you can share this insight with him and ensure that we can, work towards similar results. Okay, let's go back to the presentation. And last but not least is to show the data you use. So I found it very, reasonable to show the client the data sources I use. And so talking about the groups of the SEO tools I was showing during the pitches was the native search engine tools like Google and Senuto and Yandex. Then it's kind of reasonable to show free SEO tools like Answer the Public, Keyword.io, and so on. Probably other tools. Well, and regarding the paid tools, I was always showing the big that is, like SEMrush or Ahrefs, because just because they are well known and established on the market. But then I was showing that we understand the market and we are close to the market. So I was showing the tools which were pretty close to the market. And if you want to pick, I will send you the presentation over. So if you want to show Senuto during the pitch, you get like the small widget you can place on your presentation ready. You can just copy and paste it. Of course, we got people from Marketing Miner and Collabim here. So I'm not saying that it's an alternative. So because you guys are also close to the market, so I believe there is reasonable to to show the tools which are close to the market, and of course Collabim and the Marketing Miner are tools like that. But what I'm saying is that Senuto aspires to be also very close to the Czech market, and we do everything to be as close as possible. Yeah, and that's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was really interesting. What I like was the amazing way how to visualize the competitors and the data about competitors, and in very easy way in the UI of the Senuto. So
Yeah.
I like very much. What I like, and I think you didn't mention very much, is something like automatic classification of keywords, splitting into groups. And for me, these things and cannibalization was two features which I like the most, because I think it's pretty amazing. So
well, yeah, well, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't show it because keyword grouping is not, it's not really the thing which impresses the client.